And we come now to 0 hour 30 Universal Time. In the news at this hour, the Iraqi parliament has approved a new government. The government includes Shiites, Sunni Arabs, and Kurds. Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki and his cabinet were sworn into office on Saturday after lawmakers approved his cabinet members and his political plan. Mr. al-Maliki had said that establishing security in Iraq is the most important goal. He also said a time limit must be set for training Iraqi troops and for withdrawing foreign troops from Iraq. Mr. al-Maliki said he will temporarily lead the Interior Ministry. He appointed Deputy Prime Minister nominee Salam al-Zawbay as temporary Defense Minister. Israel says it has killed a top commander of the group Islamic Jihad in Gaza City. Local reports say 2 women and a child were also killed in the airstrike. Israeli spokesman Mark Regev has told VOA that Israel launches such attacks to prevent Palestinian militants from attacking Israelis. Islamic Jihad says it will answer the attack. Earlier in Gaza City, a powerful explosion killed 1 person at the headquarters of the Palestinian Intelligence Service. The explosion wounded the Palestinian intelligence chief and at least 7 others. Officials say the explosion was an attempt to kill General Tariq Abu Rajab, the commander of the intelligence service. No one has taken responsibility. In the United States, an explosion in a coal mine in the state of Kentucky has killed 5 miners. 1 miner was injured but was able to escape. The explosion took place at the Darby mine in the eastern part of Kentucky. It is not known what caused the explosion. 31 miners have been killed on the job in the United States this year. In India, thousands of people marched in New Delhi to protest plans to increase the number of poor students accepted to universities. Doctors, medical students, and others took part in protests in many parts of the country. They say the plan will hurt the education system. Doctors at public health centers have been on strike for about a week. The government plans to increase the number of poor students at state colleges from 22 to 49%. But officials in New Delhi said on Saturday that the plan would be put into place slowly. The plan is meant to change unfair treatment of lower social groups in India's social caste system. The important port of Buenaventura in Colombia has lost electricity after a rebel attack. Rebels bombed power lines on Friday night after several attacks with small bombs injured at least 16 people. Police said the rebel Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia paid children to throw the bombs. Governor Angelino Garzan appealed to the rebel group to stop violent acts. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. People in New Orleans, Louisiana are voting in the election for mayor New Orleans continues to struggle with rebuilding after the storm Hurricane Katrina flooded most of the city last August. Voters are choosing between current New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin and Louisiana Lieutenant Governor Mitch Landrieu. The two received the most votes in an earlier election in April. Voting stations have been set up across the state for many people who were forced to leave New Orleans. It is estimated that about 60% of people who lived in New Orleans before the hurricane now live in other places. A man has attacked the chairman of South Korea's main opposition party while she campaigned in Seoul. A spokesman for the Grand National Party says Park Geun-hye was taken to a hospital. Officials say her injuries were not life-threatening. Officials say the attacker and another suspect have been arrested. Ms. Park was campaigning for her party's candidate for mayor of Seoul. She is the daughter of Park Chung-hee. Mr. Park ruled South Korea from 1961 until he was killed in 1979. More than 1,000 government, business, and civil leaders are in Egypt for a World Economic Forum meeting on the Middle East. Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak opened the meeting in the town of Sharm el-Sheikh. He told those gathered that peace and development cannot be divided. Mr. Mubarak's son, Gamal, said recent unrest in Egypt does not mean the country is stopping political reform. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is expected to meet with Israeli Foreign Minister Tzipi Livni and Deputy Prime Minister Shimon Peres at the forum. And in United States horse racing, the horse Bernardini has won the Preakness Stakes in Baltimore, Maryland. The horses Sweet Northern Saint and Hemingway's Key finished second and third. The race is the second part of the Triple Crown series of horse races. The winner of the Kentucky Derby, the first race of the Triple Crown, was injured early in the race. It is not known if the injury to Barbaro is life-threatening. And so briefly, here again is the major news of this hour. The Iraqi parliament has approved a new government. The government includes Shiites, Sunni Arabs, and Kurds. Israel says it has killed a top commander of the group Islamic Jihad in Gaza City. And in the United States, an explosion in a coal mine in the state of Kentucky has killed 5 miners. So ends the news in VOA Special English.